The vibe we're bringing to today's function is that I'm drinking my electrolytes out of a wine glass, so take that as you will. Hello guys, what's up? It's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, and if you've come back, thank you so much. Today, you guys, oh, that's good stuff. Today, you guys, we are going to be doing a cutesy little sit down chill video, and I thought it could be really cute to go through my most intimidating books on my physical TBR. You know, we all have TBRs that are probably like a mile and a half long, and you know, we all have books that have either been sitting on the shelf for like years and years and years and years, or we have those books on our shelves that we are just like so scared to pick up for some reason, and it could be the most ridiculous reason, and I have many today, which I will be telling you. So I do have 16 books behind me that we're going to go through. We have a mixture of romance and romantasy and general fiction and all things in between like that. So it's going to be a nice little bunch to sort of chat through why I'm kind of, you know, scared to pick them up. So grab a drink, grab a snack, let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into the video. All right, you guys. So as I was saying, I do have about 16 books here, and they are, you know, some romance, some romantasy, and all things in between. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, but we'll find out together. Let's get two out of the way first that I honestly couldn't tell you why I'm so scared to read these books, but I just am, and it's not funny. But the first two books are both by Addie Jimenez, and they are Part of Your World and Yours Truly. So I don't even know what the name of this like series is. I know that you can read them on their own as standalones, but you know, Addie Jimenez is just an author that I've obviously heard so much about, but I've been putting off her books for such a long time because there is such big hype around them that I feel like I want to love them so much, and I worry that if I read them at the wrong time or something like that, you know, I might not love them. And you know what it's like when you guys feel like you're falling into reading slumps and things like that. You just want to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to really enjoy a book, and that is how I feel about these two here. So Part of Your World, I'm pretty sure is an age gap, like a reverse age gap. I think she's older than him. And then Yours Truly, funnily enough, I actually started listening to this on Spotify middle of last year, and then I realized obviously that you should read this first. You don't need to, but you should. And I'm pretty sure that this is about two doctors who are sort of like vying for the same position, or like he got the position that she really wanted and something like that. I know there's really good mental health representation in this one as well, so I am very keen to read this. I am doing a challenge this year where I've asked 12 of my like bookish besties to recommend me a book, and each month I'll read one of those books. And my bestie Freya, which she does also have a channel here, I will link her, she recommended this. So I do need to at some point read this before, I think I put this down for August to read, so I need to read both of these before then, otherwise I might be in a bit of trouble. Next up, I have Her Soul to Take by Addie LaRue. Now I know this is another really popular one. It is a dark romance, but also I think it's a dark paranormal romance from what I have heard. I'm pretty sure that this chick like falls in love with a demon. I'm pretty sure that's the premise of this one. I'm not 100% certain. College student has unleashed an irresistible darkness. Okay, so that's that. I don't know anything about this other than I know, you know, our girl Larry absolutely loves and adores this book, so I'm keen to get to it. I don't know why I'm so scared to pick it up. It's like sitting on my shelf for years and years and years, but I am intimidated by it because I don't think I've read anything like this before. I don't think I've ever read like a dark paranormal romance. I've read paranormal romance before, but I don't think I've read a dark paranormal romance, and I like kind of want to like it. Also, if you guys have been following me, you'll know that I've sort of like not been reading as much dark romance as of late, which is not good because in 2023 I absolutely loved dark romance. I was on such a dark romance kick, and then last year I just read like none. I think I read like 2 dark romances in the entire of last year. So yeah, it was kind of sad, but I need to hopefully get to this soon in order to, I guess, like reignite that love in a sense. Next, I have I Kiss Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. Guys, I don't know what it is about this book. I have tried and tried and tried to pick this up for years. For those who are new, Red, White and Royal Blue is one of my absolute favorite books of all time. It is like a Roman Empire bury me with it book. I love that book so much, but I guess like the last 2 releases that Casey has put out, I haven't loved that much. I feel like Red, White and Royal Blue really was like a golden nugget type of book, but I Kiss Shara Wheeler was Casey's YA debut. So I know that this came out in 2022, so not even that long ago, 3 years ago. I don't know why I'm so afraid of reading this book, but it truly is. It's intimidating to me because I'm like worried that, like I said, what if Red, White and Royal Blue was kind of like a one-hit wonder and like I don't really enjoy it. Like I want to love it because I'm pretty sure this is about a teenage girl who goes missing and then like the group of friends are trying to find her. That's sort of all I can remember. I think sapphic as well. So I want to read this. I just can't. Every time I like go to get it, it's like, no, like you don't want to read this book, but I do want to read this. And so I'm like, I don't understand why I can't get to it. So if you guys have read this goes for any of the books that I say today. If you guys have read this, please convince me why I need to or if it's worth it. You know what I mean? Next up, I have a fantasy and it is Legendborn. Now, if you guys saw, I did like a bookshelf rearranging. I'll put a photo on the screen because apparently my camera doesn't like that cover. So a couple of months ago, I did a bookshelf reorganizing. I think it wasn't even a couple of months ago. It was probably last month. I did a bookshelf reorganizing video because I basically had a lot of moisture come into my room and low-key almost destroy all of my books. So I pulled all the books off my shelves, I rearranged them, and as I was doing that, I also decluttered and destashed a bunch of books on my shelf that I just wasn't going to read. I don't think I'm ever going to read. But when I did that video, I was obviously showing you guys the books that I was planning to unhaul and donate, and I said, if you see any in here that you think I absolutely have to save, please let me know. And this one was probably shouted at me 16 times that I had to save it. I really don't know anything about this. I think I bought this back in the prime of like getting into book talk and that back in 2022 or 2021 when it was super popular, and I was at that stage where really you didn't even have to tell me what the book was about. If you told me you liked it, I probably just bought it, and because it was floating around and people said it was so good, I just bought it. And still to this day, I don't even know what this book is about. Truly have no clue. It says it's a YA fantasy series, so I really have no clue. Now obviously, because you guys said please keep the book and please read it, I'm going to, but obviously there's a reason why I wanted to unhaul it, and it's because I just like am low-key a bit intimidated by it. Like I don't know what it is, I don't know what it's going to give, but I hope that it does give, because as you guys know, as of late I've been really in my romantasy fantasy era. Even young adult I've been really enjoying as well, so I'm hoping that this will make its way onto some TBR at some point in the near future. Next up is one that honestly was like one of the reasons that sparked this video. It is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have had this sitting on my shelf for years, okay? I just don't know what it is. Actually, I do know what it is about this that intimidates me. I heard that there are no speech marks, like punctuation and things like that was really shoddy in here, or like, yeah, basically like when people are talking, there's no speech marks in the book. And that to me like sort of put me off the book after I bought it, because obviously I bought it because everyone said it was cool. I know there's a TV show, and then later on I heard that, you know, there's no punctuation. I was like, oh, so since then I sort of have been scared to pick the books up. I don't know what the mental blockage is. I'm like, I'm sure once I start reading it, I'll start understanding where the author intends to put the speech marks. But yeah, I've also heard that this does not have a happy ending. So I guess it's gonna be interesting, and yeah, I'm scared. So again, if you've read this, I know also that this is like some people's favorite like TV show book of all time. So yeah, let me know. Then I have The Things We Leave Unfinished by Miss Rebecca Yarros, who of course is the infamous author of Fourth Wing. If you guys didn't know, Rebecca Yarros is actually a romance author first. So her first published works were all pretty much romances. They are now all getting published. You'll see them, like, sorry, traditionally published. You'll see them sort of starting to pop up now a lot more. Before she wrote Fourth Wing, she was writing romances. This one, again, I've had on my shelf for a really long time. And the main reason I've been putting this one off is because I know that it is emotionally damaging and scarring. A lot of people have told me that Rebecca Yarros's romances are really emotional and they most likely don't have happy endings. And I read a lot of like really emotional romances in 2023. I was like on a binge of them, and then I now have to be in like a special frame of mind to read these types of books. I'm pretty sure this is about like a soldier and this girl. Oh, so this girl's grandmother is like an infamous romance author, and basically her granddaughter ends up realizing that she was saving her like greatest love story for last, which was her own. So her grandmother was telling her own love story with this, I think he was like a soldier or something like that, and then her granddaughter has to like piece together the story, and obviously I'm assuming she also finds love at some point. So that's that one. Next up, I have The Bridge Kingdom. Now this is by Danielle L. Jensen, another one that I bought because I heard a lot of hype about it and people were talking and having a good time saying, please read this book, please read this book. I'm like, okay. So I bought it on a whim, no idea what it's about. No idea what it's about, but of course, since buying it, I then started hearing some not so great things about the series. So since then, I have been putting it off. But finally, last night I was talking to one of my friends and she was saying that it's literally like one of her favorite series ever and she wants to finish it soon, and was telling me a little bit more about it. Apparently, it's like a set of 6 books and they're split into duologies, which I really like the idea of as well. I think that's really cool for a fantasy series because sometimes it can get a bit stale or stilted when you're following the same sort of pair or story for such a long time. It says, what if you fall in love with the one you were sent to destroy? So I'm guessing romantasy for this one as well. If you guys have read this one, let me know what your thoughts are. If you think that it was worth your time, if it wasn't, what's the vibe? Also, is this young adult or adult? Let a girl know. Next is probably the most intimidating series on my shelf. You all know what I'm going to hold up because I've been saying that I'm going to read this series for years. Have I? No. It's Throne of Glass. Are we even shocked? I just don't know, guys, what the go is with this. Again, I'll give you a bit of a summary if you're new. When I was in the 8th grade in like high school, I read Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight back to back as they were sort of being released. I then got to like Heir of Fire and just forgot to finish it or didn't finish it or something. Obviously, it's been a considerable amount of years since I was in the 8th grade and I bought all of the books. I just never got around to reading them. And now because the series is so long, I think it's 8 or 9 books now, not only is the size intimidating, but also it is the biggest series in the entire world. It is also some people's absolute favorite series of all time. And that just puts a lot of pressure as a reader, but as a reviewer to also just really enjoy the books. So for that reason, this is another one that I've been putting off because I want to be in the right frame of mind to read it. Again, I would hate to start this series in like the wrong space and like maybe mid-reading slump or like falling into a reading slump where I just don't end up enjoying it, because that would be really unfortunate. Now, I have read Akata. I read that series last year and I loved it. I know that you are supposed to read that series first. I read that last year and I absolutely devoured it, but I still have not reached this. I did a reread of Throne of Glass last year in around October and I said I was going to continue, but I'm not. But I think the plan is going to be for this one here that I know you guys want a reading vlog. So what I'm going to plan to do is I'm thinking in the fall time this year. I know we're fall in Australia right now, but the vibes of around September, October, this is calling for that time for me. So keep an eye out on the channel. I most likely will do a reading vlog of the entire series, spoiler free for you guys, because I think that could be really fun to experience together. Next I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein. This is by Coco Malors. This is another one that I've had on my shelf for a really long time. I know this is more general fiction with like a side plot of romance or like a very, very mild subplot of romance. Again, another one that I just saw and said, yeah, get in the bag, get in the bowl, you're coming home with me. So I don't really know why I bought this, but I know it's supposed to be good. I know it's set in New York. Am I right? Yes, New York. So there is a romance, yeah. But I also got sent another book this year. I did a collaboration with Dimmix and with TikTok, and one of the girls in that collaboration recommended Blue Sisters. So I really wanted to read that because that sounded really intriguing. It's about like 3 sisters who end up coming back again to New York when one of their sisters passes away, and they're all dealing with like different struggles with addiction and things like that. So I think that could be really nice. I have wanted to branch out into general fiction and expand my horizons and broaden my horizons a little bit. But you know, I like my comfort zone and we're slowly getting there. You guys know I was like a stock standard romance book girly when I first started reading, and then I slowly started venturing out to romantasy and thrillers and things like that. But we're taking our time, we're getting there. So that is that one there. Then I have Long Shot. Now this is by Kennedy Ryan. I've not read anything by Kennedy Ryan yet. So again, if you guys have, please let me know. Now, from what I know about this book here, this is I think it's a trilogy from the Hoops series, like the Hoops trilogy, right? So there's Long Shot, Block Shot, and something else shot. It doesn't want to tell me. Hook Shot, maybe? If I get that right, I'll actually live. Long Shot, Block Shot, Hook Shot. God, I'm good, guys. God, I'm good. Okay, so from my memory, this is a basketball romance series, and I'm pretty sure that it's like very heavy emotional romance, which I have heard from many people it could be potentially triggering and things like that. I don't really have trigger warnings. I've read some weird stuff, okay? I have read some weird stuff, but I know again that this is going to be one I need to be in the right headspace for, because I know that it's going to make me cry. And guys, I cry at like Like literally every single book that I read, it could be happy tears and I'll be sobbing, okay? But if I know I'm gonna get into like an emotional romance, I need to be in the right frame of mind. So yeah, that's been one thing that I've been putting off, and I'm like scared that it's not gonna be a happy ending. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know why I still have this book on my shelf. Like guys, I really don't. Next up is a book that I think has been sitting on my shelf since the dawn of time. Prehistoric, pre-dinosaurs, pre-cavemen. Like I'm not even playing around. It's been sitting around for that long. It is A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. Is that what it's called? The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Look how brown this is. Look at the like sun stain from back in the day. I don't understand why I can't pick this book up, because it even has an award on the front. It's a Stonewall Honors book, right? From the American Library Association. I don't know why I can't pick this. I don't get it. I don't know why I can't pick this book up. I know it's right up my alley because I know that it's MM and I can see pirates on the back. It's giving Regency vibes. That is all the things that Belle loves. Why can't I read this book? I also know that there's, I think, 2 or 3 more books in the series after this. So if you've read them again, please let me know. I don't know what the goal is. Like, I don't know why I'm so scared of this book. It's not funny. Witty, romantic, and irresistible from the first line to the last, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue is the unforgettable escapade of Lord Henry Montague, a charming young scoundrel who fully expects to carouse his way through his grand tour. Colin Bridgerton. However, Monty's plan for one last hurrah with his best friend and secret crush Percy quickly turns into a harrowing manhunt across 18th century Europe. Truly a novel that is meant to be savoured and not missed. See, when I read the back, I'm like, wow, this sounds good. This sounds good. I could read this. I need to read the back of the books more often. And I think that's just what we all need to do, right? I just can't tell you how many times I've tried to pick this up. Is it the size? But now I'm like, also it's YA. And you guys know how I feel. Oh, there's a map. Maybe I should do a video. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video where I like read books that I'm like scared of or something like that. Like reading books that I'm scared to read. You know what I mean? Let me know if you want that. Next is a romantasy, and it is The Book of Azriel by Amber V. Nicole. This is the first book in the Gods and Monsters series. Again, this is another very popular book on BookTok, BookTube, Instagram, whatever, Bookstagram, whatever you want to call it. I bought this last year when it started getting a bit of traction. I don't know who published this, but yeah, I don't know what it's about, to be honest. I know that there's someone called Sam Kyle. I've also now seen a couple of the other book girlies, you know, reading this in reading vlogs and things like that. And I've seen some very mixed opinions, and that's why I have sort of put this one off. It's intimidating in the sense that I'm like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It's giving like Hades and Persephone in a different sort of light, in a different manner, if that makes sense. So yeah, please let me know if you've read this, if it's worth the read. We're getting to the good ones, you guys, okay? Up next, I have If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I don't know how old this book is. I've had it for years and years and years. I picked this up because I heard that it's like theatre vibes, like Shakespeare type of vibes, and as a theatre girly, I thought this would be right up my alley. Have I picked it up? No. I don't understand, because I think I would like it. I know that there are like 6 different POVs or something, and I don't know, it's actually like written, I'm flicking through it right now, it's written in some sense like a script in certain points. It says like scene 3, act 2, like I think it could be really interesting, but it's intimidating. Like, I don't know why. I don't think I've read anything like it before. It says like, enter the players, there were 7 of us then, 7 bright young things with wide precious features ahead of us. What? Wide precious futures ahead of us. Until that year, we saw no farther than the books in front of our faces. In this secluded world of firelight and leather-bound books, Oliver and his friends played the same roles on stage and off. Hero, villain, tyrant, temptress, ingenue, and extra. Oh, it does sound really interesting. It sounds like almost like a whodunit, like a play gone wrong sort of thing. So it does sound interesting. How funny. How intriguing books are when you actually read the back of them. Hopefully I can one day pick this up and enjoy it. Next we have another very, very, very popular book, and it is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. Again, a dark romance BookTok staple. You guys know I've read a lot of like H.D. Carlton and Emily McIntyre and Penelope Douglas and ABCDEFG, but as I said, I took a little break from those books after like 2023. I loved them, and I just like, I don't know, hadn't really had an appetite for them, But I went to this cute little like market stall one day and this girl had a gorgeous little setup of all these indie books and she was selling this one and the next one for a good price. So I ended up buying them. I know this is a college romance. I think it is like maybe cult vibes. I can't remember exactly. And I hope it's not bully, because if it's bully romance, I actually might pass away. So I think that's maybe one reason that I've been putting it off. I've just noticed in the last couple of months, my reading taste has definitely changed a little bit, in the sense like I don't tolerate certain things. So like I don't like the bully romance. I don't like white shoes. I can tolerate white shoes. It just has to be done in the right way. It's not that I will never read white shoes. I just don't like it in a certain capacity. So it has to be like the right dynamic for me to enjoy a white shoes, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys feel the same or if you've had the same sort of similar experience. But yeah, I know that the series is kind of big now too, in terms of like length, like how many books there are. I think these are still on Kindle Unlimited, so I guess I can, oh, that's pretty. I always forget with indie published books that they are just so stunning on the inside. Like Tradpub is not doing it like this, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll be very interested to see. Maybe I'll do another video where I just do like reading dark romances for a week or something. That might be fun, but we shall see. And last, but certainly not least, is probably the most intimidating book on my shelf. I don't know why I can't get around to this book, you guys. It stresses me out so badly. But the final book that I'm the most anticipated to read ever is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I don't know why I can't grab this. I've had it for a really long time. You can see the pages are browning. Not only is, I guess, the size a tiny bit intimidating. What kind of car is that? Interesting. Not only is the size of this a little bit intimidating, I have just heard that it's, again, really emotional, and it just seems like a big book. Like, how many pages is this? It's like, oh, it's not too bad. It's only like 600 pages. I've heard that it sort of has like a bittersweet ending. It's kind of sad. It is apparently more like general fiction, fantasy elements, like magical realism type of vibes, apparently. All I know is I'm pretty sure it's about a girl who, like, every person she meets, like, no one remembers her. So like every time she meets someone, they never remember who she is. And I think maybe she's immortal. I can't remember exactly, but, and then I think like one day she meets a guy who does remember her. So that'll be interesting. This is also on my 12 months of bestie book recs. My bestie Hannah recommended that I read this and I thought, okay, I need to get to it. Let me guys know what your thoughts are on Addie LaRue. I know some people say this is their most favorite book that they've literally ever read in their entire lives. So I would love to know if that's the same. I've seen some people have like multiple editions of this book, so it must be good in some capacity. There you have it, guys. Those are all the books I'm terrified to read. Alrighty, you guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking through all the way to the end. If you did, I really appreciate it. As I said, for any of the books that I've held up today and I've told you I'm like terrified of reading, let me know in the comments if you've read them, or like, I don't know, sell them to me, entice me. Like, what's gonna be the thing that like finally gets me to read them? I would love to know your takes. As always, you guys, if you aren't already, you are more than welcome to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I will leave my handles on the screen and in the description box. And if you'd like to, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell. That way you're notified each time a brand new video goes up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. I really appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you are having a lovely day or a lovely night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.